So what about the fight that never really was? Malcolm Turnbull, Tony Abbott. There was nothing to it.
Well, there was nothing to it, but look, I think Turnbull, he took the bait. He was baited by Andrew Bolt. Alan Jones picked it up. They've spent the week trying to stir up stories about leadership in the Liberal Party, and with Tony Abbott on the other side of the world. Well, it's not even true. But they've stirred it up. They've turned themselves into the story, and because the nonsense is, Malcolm Turnbull was asked, have you still got ambitions to be leader? And he gave an honest answer. Well, he's got next to no chance, but he's not going to say he hasn't got ambitions because everyone wants to be PM that has the potential to be PM. Joe Hockey, Scott Morrison, Julie Bishop, they all want to be Prime Minister of Australia. Please, hang on.
Will you get that bloody phone?
I've got it. I've answered it. Who's ringing me? It was you.
There's nothing so more annoying. We're not going to talk about politics today. It's Friday morning. There's a long weekend coming up. The thing that got most people fired up on the show today are ringtones. Now, Kevin Spacey is the Oscar-winning actor who's been on House of Cards. He's one of the most acclaimed actors of his time. He's performing in a one-man show. And halfway through the premiere of it the other night, someone's mobile phone went off in the audience. And without missing a beat, he turned around and said, "Will you answer it or I will?" And the crowd stood up and applauded. And then afterwards they tweeted later saying what a fantastic reaction. Well,
they were tweeting. They got on their phones and...
Yeah, straight away they're tweeting in the audience. The mobile phone is ubiquitous. It's always going to be with us now. There's always going... But it's the silly ringtones. I mean, what is that ringtone there?
What's that? It's when the Saints go marching in. It's one of the great tunes of all time. What else do you think it is?
Why would you have that on your phone? Because it's so annoying to other people. We had that caller.
It's music.
We had a 10-year-old girl call us this morning who said her father's ringtone is a cow mooing, and her brother's is a whistle.
Some sort of whistle, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, and the weird thing is that her and her mum are constantly annoyed by the dad whose phone is a moo. Now, just imagine you're a 10-year-old girl, there's your dad, you're out and about, and your dad's phone goes and it's a moo. How embarrassing. And they'd be going... And the worst part would be you might be with some schoolmates who don't know your family that well. They go, "What's that? What about that bloke's ringtone?" You go, "Yeah." Would you confess? Would you say it's my dad?
I mean, it's hard enough being a dad these days. You've got to have really bad jokes. You could have really bad hair and bad clothes. And this guy's gone out of his way to come up with an incredibly embarrassing and humiliating ringtone.
Yeah. Well, it's the way we personalise everything these days, though. We have these personalised tones. When the Saints go marching in, I think, what ringtone do you use?
I've got a classic old one, but I used to have Kiss's song, "I Was Made for Loving You."
Which, excuse me?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. That's high art.
So you'd be one of those guys walking through a bar with your phone going, and then
my pocket going off saying, "I was made for loving you."
And you'd be going, "Oh, let me just get that, ladies." Is that what you'd be? Is that
with my shirt open like that and the gold chain around my neck?
Yeah,
I might have done that in my younger days.
You know, the difficulty is that image is a little too easy to imagine, unfortunately.
Anyway, have a great long weekend.